Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and I am so excited because joining me now in studio, Jaz Shelley. Boy, you had a huge announcement, made a lot of Husker fans happy. You're coming back.
I am coming back. I'm excited. It was definitely a long process and a lot to weigh up, but I'm really, really happy about my decision.
Well, I know you've been super busy since the season ended. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, had a lot of things I wanted to chat with you about, and so I appreciate you spending some time. You got to go take a test here shortly, so appreciate your time. Take me back to the decision because, you know, I talked a little bit about this on the air at times. It wasn't just so much NIL, it wasn't so much going back to Australia, and I know a lot of things went into it, but it was also the potential to play for the Australian national team in an Olympic year. There's a lot of things that weighed into your decision, so can you take me through that process?
Yeah, I definitely think that this decision is a lot harder on Australians just because there is a future kind of laid out for me and Izzy right now just to go home and play professionally and chase those dreams of making my national team. And so there was definitely a lot more that went into it than just like, oh, I would love to come back to Nebraska. I would love to go back home. There's like family. There's just a lot of stuff. But in saying that, like they're all pros. Like they're all pros. There's no cons. There's all pros. Like I had two incredible options, and I'm really grateful to have had those. And at the end of the day, I kind of went with my gut, but also the fact that I'll never get this experience again. I'll never get a college experience. I can't leave and then come back to it. And I still think that there's a lot more that I can provide for Nebraska, and I gained so much out of being here, and I still want to keep playing here.
I feel like you grew a lot as a player too last year. I think we saw the growth in front of our eyes, and I know you had to play different roles, but how much do you feel like your game improved last year?
Yeah, there was definitely areas of my game that did improve. There's also a lot of areas that I still would love to work on before, say, like going to the draft or like playing professionally or then chasing those dreams of making the national team. There's a lot of areas that I still think that I have room to grow, that I'm excited that I've been in really close contact with my coaches about what those are, and we're ready to work on them. So that's.
What was it like when you put out that announcement and to see the reception from Husker fans to have you back?
It was pretty cool. I mean, there was the amount of people that were asking me, am I coming back? What am I doing? I spoke to our media team. I was like, this got to come out. I got to tell people. I was sick of saying like, oh, I don't know, but I'm really happy that they finally know. And it's really incredible the amount of respect I have from these people. And I've only been here for 2 years, so I think I owe it to them. And Husker Nation were absolutely incredible for us the last 2 years, and I'm really excited to play in front of them again.
How special is it to get, I saw the tweet, the little girls that started squealing, and we have had several text messages from fans that listen in that said they brought their daughter and you spent time with them after the game. And so just all these young Husker fans, these young girls that are looking up to you, what does that mean to you?
I think that part's really important to me. I mean, I remember being a little kid and my idols were Penny Taylor back in Australia. So I would always go out and just want to meet her. And it's like, you don't realize that I'm that person for some people. And I think that part is really important, but communicating with them as well and then making an effort to meet them and stuff. It's I think that they grew up in Nebraska. They have potential to be where I am right now. And I think it's important to show that they're not too far off.
Would you have ever thought you would have had the kind of impact that you have right now, the kind of platform that you have?
I had no idea. No, I knew when I committed to Nebraska that we have this crazy fan base. They love Nebraska sports here, but I didn't realize to what extent it was and how much they really did invest in women's basketball.
So putting a bow on the season for you guys, I know you wanted to get back to the NCAA tournament, but then the way you embrace the opportunity in the NIT, and then I know Sam goes down, but overall, how did you walk away, or how have you reflected on what this team did this past season?
I think our team definitely dealt with a lot of adversity this year, with Allison going in and going out, and then Sam going out, and then Izzy had a shoulder injury. I think that we had a lot of ups and downs. It was definitely a tough year for a lot of us, but I think that Coach had a really good motto towards the end of the season where we fell short of our goals, but it's time to reset and make new goals, and that was to go deep in the NIT, and I think we still played to the best of our ability in considering those circumstances, and I'm really proud of our team for continuing to fight. And then personally for me, that's like one reason why I wanted to come back, because I think that we fell short of our goals, and I think that this team has so much potential to do great things, and I'm really excited to work with this group. So moving forward, I think everyone's pretty hungry from last season, and we're excited to work again and achieve those goals of the NCAA tournament.
A lot of people coming back from this year's team. I know Izzy has announced that she's leaving, but there's a lot of people coming back. And the way that you guys did play a few games there at the end of the season at Illinois, and then, boy, in the NIT, the way you guys played was really impressive. You feel like you can take away from that experience? And again, even just like the advancing in a tournament, even if it was the NIT.
Yeah, well, I think that Izzy and Sam are irreplaceable people on this team, and I think that they provide so much beyond just their talents on the basketball court, and they're going to be really hard people to replace. But we've also had instances this year where we played without them, and I think that that's really important. And I think that everyone, with the hunger that people have right now, I think that we're just going to go out there and play loose. And we have a lot of really exciting freshmen coming in, Logan, Natalie, and Jess Petrie, so I'm really excited for them to come in. I know they're ready to work, so pretty much the same team with a couple of new additions, so I'm excited.
Izzy was a big reason why you're a Husker, and she decides to move on. Gosh, what an impact she had on this program, and you said it, she was the most consistent player all season long for you guys. What did it mean to you to get to play alongside her for a couple of seasons? Oh,
it meant everything. Izzy was the reason why I came here. She's been my best friend since I was little, so it was really cool to play with her, and the connection that we have, I don't think I'm going to find anyone like that. But I'm really excited for her to go and achieve her goals in Australia, and she's been at Nebraska for 4 years and left such a mark on this program. And I think that right now, like me coming in here, having the potential to go to an NCAA tournament wouldn't have been possible without like Izzy and Sam and the people that came before.
That connection was undeniable. I mean, it was, a lot of people mentioned that you could tell that you guys just had that connection. But do you feel like you're building that with some of the players here now that you've played with them for a couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know exactly when the position that Lex needs to get a shot at the hoop. I'm excited to play with Allison, and Maddie Kroll is an incredible leader, just the way she's able to communicate with people and build people up, and she's someone that I really like playing with as well. And then this entire team is just so talented and so selfless, where I think that anyone is possible to play with, and I think that I'm going to have to find my new connection.
I don't think I have a problem with that. Visiting with Jaz Shelley, with Nebraska women's basketball, you also have goals outside of basketball. I mean, and that's part of the reason why you wanted to come back too. So what's that been like, getting to see and working with the digital media team and just exploring what you want to do maybe outside of basketball when basketball doesn't, whenever that is?
Yeah, I think it's so important to have stuff outside of basketball to lean on, and I've just recently started to internship with the media department, so I'm not exactly sure what I am best at in there, but it's kind of good just to learn and know different things and kind of get my hands on some stuff just to see what I like best. And then just the opportunities of being able to go to like the NBA Summer League. I'm going to go again to Vegas in July, and then the ability to go to the Final Four this year, just some networking stuff outside. I think that America do it best in that way, and it's really cool just to be able to grow myself outside of the game.
Well, I know last year when you went to Vegas, you had said it was a life-changing experience and it opened the door for you to go down to the Final Four, as you just mentioned. What was that like being down there and just the craziness and all of the hype and interest in the women's game, to be able to be down there and experience that?
It was definitely an unreal experience just to be in the stands to watch the games. You could see the rivalry build between, say, the first game, South Carolina and Iowa, just fans going at it. It's just people are so passionate, and it's really cool to see. And the amount of fans that you would see down the streets, everyone was there for the women's basketball, and it was just an incredible scene, and the game was unreal. It was electric.
What did you do down there? Let fans know what you did while you were down there.
Yeah, I had the chance to be on a panel with some pretty incredible women. WNBA player, Natasha Cloud, the owner of marketing at Wilson, another Sydney Wood from Northwestern, another basketball player, and then a Division I head coach, and then the host was Ari Chambers. So I was able to be on that panel and just really talk about women's sports and who our role models are and how we got to where we are, and just a lot of stuff like that. And just we spoke to a lot of rising coaches, and it was a really cool experience, and being able to connect with some really incredible people. Just they've done so much for the game of sports, but also off the court they use their voice, and they're just incredible role models for a lot of people.
9.9 million viewers tuned in to watch the national championship game. We saw the ratings just throughout this entire tournament break record after record. I mean, the Elite Eight game between Louisville and Iowa was the most watched basketball game, even more than any NBA game on ESPN this year. The Final Four tickets were $400, the lowest price. What does that mean to you as someone that participates in this sport, to see the growth and to see where it was this year? It's
awesome. I mean, we deserve it. I mean,
Absolutely.
These girls just painted this picture where it's like everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is, everyone knows who Hailey Van Lith is, everyone knows who Angel Reese is, because they've done the groundwork. They're such incredible players, but all these people as well take time to go and speak to young kids and use their platform, use their voice, and make TikToks, and everyone sees their TikToks and it's like, well, now I want to go watch them play. I think they do an incredible job with their platform, but also they're just such talented basketball players where it's like it draws attention, and it's really cool to see the numbers now match up with what people are asking for.
What do you think, I mean, other than them promoting themselves, why do you think it's grown so much here? I mean, it's been growing and it's been on the upward trend, but just here in the last couple of seasons, why it's really taken off?
I think just this, like, being in college and having like the amount of Nebraska fans, and I think if we're in that Final Four, that would follow this team to go and watch us play. Everyone has that, and it's really incredible to see the loyalty that people have for their teams and their players and stuff, where I think that like the amount of like Iowa fans and LSU, South Carolina fans that were there was absolutely unreal. And I think just the loyalty behind it and the amount of people that want to follow these people and these teams, because it's exciting basketball, it's fun to watch.
I said that too. I mean, it would have been like what the Iowa fans did traveling to Seattle.
Yeah.
We heard that over and over again. And then what they did in the Final Four, that's what Nebraska fans would have done. And that, I mean, they showed up, they had a crazy number, over 8,000 people
Absolutely.
turned up for the NIT game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to just feel so good to run out and know that you are going to have that kind of support.
It was incredible. I mean, I spoke about it in my video. They showed up for us through wins and through losses, and it was incredible to see that and just to feel that love. And that was a big reason why I think that this team like wants to show them more. Like, we know that we can be a high caliber team competing in the NCAA tournament. Like, we have that trust in each other, and we want to show the fans that, and we appreciate their loyalty, and we want to give back to them.
So I wanted to ask you too, because it's been just such a big topic this week, and on social media, we've talked about it on our shows. It's really been a big topic. But the celebrating with women, and with the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and all of that, and I just kind of wanted to get your take on that, and more so just how okay are you with the celebrating? I mean, we see Casey Tominaga, celebrating a lot on the court too, and I know it's not everybody does that, but what's your take on that, and maybe I guess the outlash, or how many people were not okay with some of the celebrating that went on with the women's game this year? Yeah,
well, I agree that not everyone does it, but some do. And like you see in the men's game, people celebrate and they talk crap, and it happens. And I think it's exciting part of the game. These players are in a national championship game, and they're competitive. It's almost like white line fever. You go on that court and it's just like, I'm just so locked in right now. I'm most competitive I've ever been. And it's like, I think it's awesome. And it's like, I think the media take it out of context, and I think it was not as big of an issue as it needed to be. But I also think it's kind of cool. The amount of people that are following and trending with this is unreal. The amount of people that actually watch that game who do have an opinion. But I love it. I love the competitiveness. It's fun to watch.
To me, it's like basketball's basketball, and if you want to celebrate how you celebrate, now it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it should be okay no matter if it's men's, women's, college, NBA, whatever it might be. If you're celebrating and not doing it, and doing it in a tactful way, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it too. I think it's a part of the love of the game. I mean, they're not doing it because they want to be like nasty or anything. They're fired up. Like, they just want a national championship. Like, go ahead, do what you want, because I think that it's awesome just to see how passionate and fired up people are. It's really cool to watch.
Being down there and experiencing that, did it give you some motivation, some inspiration for your team next year?
Absolutely. I mean, it was really cool to watch those teams, but obviously kind of stings a little bit just because, I mean, we had close games with a lot of these teams who were competing deep in the tournament. We beat like some of the teams that were still competing deep in the tournament. So I think that we are talented enough to get there, and we have a group that I think can achieve really big things. So I was excited for the people that were there, but it was also like, I know that could be us.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot exactly what the numbers were, but like half of the Sweet 16 field, half of the Final Four field, and then obviously Iowa. I mean, you guys played a lot of those teams that were advancing far into the tournament. I don't know if people realize how many matchups and games you guys had against the best teams in women's college basketball this year.
Oh, that's the beauty of being in the Big Ten, I think. Just so many talented teams, and we played a tough out-of-conference schedule, so we got to play your Virginia Techs that were in the Final Four. We had a really tough schedule, but that's exciting because you can see that we can match up against those teams, and they're not just this team you watch on TV that is so unbelievably good. Like, we can beat that team sort of thing. So I think that's super exciting just to know, and gives us a lot of fuel to the fire for next year.
How do you approach, watching, what does it feel like, the Big Ten? Were you proud to see Indiana go? I mean, I know they got bounced by Miami, but to see Maryland, a team you guys beat, Iowa, to see these teams in the Big Ten, Ohio State, advance and kind of make a name for the conference too?
I mean, I love it just because it really does show how tough our conference was. Having the amount of Big Ten teams going super deep into the tournament shows that our schedule was hard. It was really tough, but really happy for those teams because I think that they played a tough schedule as well, and to still sustain that sort of record was awesome. So I was really happy and rooting for those Big Ten teams.
Well, what's next? What's your schedule look like? You're going to get to go home for a little bit over the summer?
Yeah, so I graduate May 20, and then I'll probably head home right after that, so I'm excited.
So you're going to walk. Are you going to walk?
Yes.
Yeah. What's that? Or how special is that to be able to get that degree and to be able to walk here at Nebraska?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big reason why I came to the United States, was to get my degree over here, and I'm happy it's from Nebraska, so I'm super excited to do that.
Is family coming here for it? Or?
No, I mean, I head back to Australia a couple of days after, so I'm sure they'll wait for me to get home.
That's your graduation party when you get home. That's awesome. Well, have fun and appreciate it. We're glad you're back and can't wait to see what the future holds for you and the Huskers.
Thank you. I'm excited.